The evolution of computer memory has led to the introduction of DDR5 Ram, which promises significant advancements over its predecessor, DDR4. This detailed comparison will explore various aspects of both memory types, including memory bandwidth, design, voltage, capacity, specifications, performance, clock speed and data rate, latency, compatibility, and more. We will also address whether upgrading to DDR5 is worth it. Memory bandwidth. DDR4 operates with a maximum bandwidth of approximately 25.6 GB/s at its peak speed of 3200 MT/s, million transfers per second. In contrast, DDR5 starts at a significantly higher bandwidth of 51.2 GB/s with its base speed of 4800 MT/s and can potentially reach up to 84 GB/s as technology advances. This increase in bandwidth allows DDR5 to handle more data simultaneously, making it particularly beneficial for applications that require high data throughput, such as gaming and content creation. Impact on performance. Higher bandwidth directly translates to better performance in memory-intensive tasks. For example, in gaming scenarios where texture loading and asset streaming are crucial, DDR5's increased bandwidth can lead to smoother gameplay and reduced stuttering. Real-world applications. In professional environments such as video editing or 3D rendering, the ability to transfer large amounts of data quickly can significantly reduce rendering times and improve workflow efficiency. Design. The architectural design of DDR5 introduces improvements that enhance its efficiency. DDR4 features a single 64-bit data channel per DIMM, dual inline memory module, while DDR5 employs a dual-channel architecture with two 32-bit channels per DIMM. This design allows for improved memory access efficiency and reduced latency during data transfers. DDR5 introduces the concept of bank groups. Each DIMM has multiple bank groups that allow for more simultaneous operations. This feature improves the overall efficiency of memory access patterns by allowing the memory controller to access different bank groups concurrently. DDR5 also incorporates on-die error correction code, ECC, which helps maintain data integrity by detecting and correcting errors within the memory chip itself. This is particularly useful in enterprise environments where data integrity is paramount. DDR5 includes enhanced memory management features that enable better handling of memory requests and more efficient use of available bandwidth. This results in improved performance across various applications. Voltage. Power consumption is a critical factor in modern computing. DDR4 operates at a voltage of 1.2 volts, while DDR5 reduces this to 1.1 volts. This lower voltage not only decreases power consumption, but also generates less heat, contributing to better energy efficiency and potentially longer lifespan for the components. The reduction in voltage leads to lower power consumption across the board, which can be especially beneficial for laptops and mobile devices where battery life is a concern. Lower power draw also means that systems can run cooler, which is advantageous for maintaining optimal operating conditions. With lower heat generation, system designers have more flexibility in thermal management solutions, potentially allowing for quieter cooling solutions or smaller form factors in laptops and compact desktops. Capacity. When it comes to capacity, DDR4 supports modules up to 64 GB per DIMM. In contrast, DDR5 can support modules starting from 16 GB and is expected to reach capacities of up to 128 GB or even higher in the future. This increase in capacity is particularly advantageous for heavy workloads such as virtual machines or large databases. The enhanced capacity options make DDR5 an attractive choice for servers and workstations that require large amounts of RAM for multitasking or running memory-intensive applications. DDR5's design allows for higher density chips on each module, meaning manufacturers can produce larger capacity modules without increasing the physical size of the DIMM itself. Performance. In terms of performance, DDR5 offers a clear advantage due to its higher speeds and bandwidth, while real-world performance gains can vary depending on the application. Benchmarks indicate that DDR5 can provide substantial improvements in tasks that are memory-intensive, such as video editing or high-end gaming. In gaming benchmarks, systems equipped with DDR5 have shown improved frame rates and reduced load times compared to their DDR4 counterparts. This is particularly noticeable in titles that utilize high-resolution textures or complex physics calculations. For content creators using software like Adobe Premiere Pro or DaVinci Resolve, the increased bandwidth and capacity of DDR5 allow for smoother editing experiences when working with high-resolution video files or multiple layers of effects. Various independent benchmarks have shown that systems with DDR5 outperform those with DDR4 in tasks like rendering and encoding video streams due to the increased data transfer capabilities. Clock speed and data rate. The clock speeds for DDR4 range from 2133 mt/s to about 3200 mt/s. However, overclocking can push these speeds even higher, upwards of 4000 mt/s. On the other hand, DDR5 starts at 4800 mt/s and is expected to reach upwards of 8400 mt/s as the technology matures. This increase in clock speed directly correlates with faster data transfer rates and improved overall system responsiveness. As manufacturers continue to innovate, future iterations of DDR5 may push speeds even higher. This could lead to even greater performance improvements across various applications. While both RAM types support overclocking, with varying degrees of success, early reports suggest that DDR5 may have more headroom for overclocking due to its advanced architecture and design improvements. Latency. Latency is another critical aspect where the two differ. While DDR4 typically exhibits lower latency values due to its mature architecture, often around CL16, DDR5 introduces higher initial latencies due to its advanced features designed for greater efficiency and speed, often starting around CL40. Although high latency might seem disadvantageous at first glance, the increased bandwidth often compensates for this latency in high-demand scenarios where large amounts of data are being processed simultaneously. For applications that are sensitive to latency, such as real-time computing tasks, the impact may be more pronounced. However, many modern applications benefit more from increased bandwidth than from lower latency alone. Compatibility. One of the most significant considerations when choosing between DDR4 and DDR5 is compatibility. DDR4 RAM is widely used and compatible with many existing motherboards and systems. On the other hand, DDR5 requires new motherboards that support this newer standard. Thus, upgrading from DDR4 to DDR5 necessitates replacing both the RAM and motherboard. When considering an upgrade to DDR5, users must ensure that their motherboard supports this new standard. Otherwise, they will need a complete system overhaul. Many manufacturers are releasing new chipsets specifically designed for DDR5 compatibility. As more devices begin adopting DDR5 technology over time, it may become increasingly difficult to find new motherboards that support only DDR4. Investing in a motherboard with support for future RAM standards could be beneficial long-term. Is upgrading to DDR5 worth it? The decision to upgrade from DDR4 to DDR5 largely depends on individual needs and use cases. If you are engaged in high-performance computing tasks such as gaming at ultra settings or running demanding applications like video editing software or virtual machines, upgrading to DDR5 may be beneficial due to its superior bandwidth and capacity. Currently, DDR5 tends to be more expensive than DDR4. Not only are RAM costs higher, but compatible motherboards are generally pricier as well. For budget-conscious users or those who primarily engage in casual computing tasks or gaming at lower settings, sticking with DDR4 may offer better value for money. It's important for users considering an upgrade to look beyond synthetic benchmarks that highlight performance differences between RAM types. Real-world gains may not always reflect those numbers depending on specific use cases. If you are building a new system or planning significant upgrades soon, investing in DDR5 could be worthwhile as it represents the future of RAM technology. As software becomes more demanding over time, having a system equipped with DDR5 may enhance longevity and performance down the line. Use case scenarios. To further illustrate when upgrading might be beneficial, if you play modern AAA titles that demand high frame rates at maximum settings or utilize ray tracing technology, if you frequently stream gameplay while gaming, higher bandwidth can help manage multiple streams efficiently. If you work with high-resolution video editing, E.G, 4K or higher, where faster read/write speeds significantly impact rendering times. If you use software that benefits from larger amounts of RAM, E.G, running multiple instances of virtual machines. If your work involves large data sets, such as scientific simulations or financial modeling, where every bit of performance counts. If you manage servers or databases requiring substantial memory resources for optimal operation. Market trends. As technology progresses rapidly in the realm of computer hardware, the adoption rate of new standards like DDR5 will likely increase as manufacturers produce more compatible devices. Prices for both types of RAM may fluctuate based on market demand, thus timing your purchase could yield cost savings. Conclusion. In summary, while DDR5 RAM offers considerable advantages over DDR4, including higher speeds, increased bandwidth, greater capacity potential, improved power efficiency, advanced error correction capabilities through on-die ECC technology, enhanced memory management features through banked groups, all contributing towards superior overall performance, the necessity of upgrading depends on your specific use case and budget constraints. For users requiring cutting-edge performance for demanding applications or looking towards future-proofing their systems against evolving software demands, investing in DDR5 may be justified despite its current premium pricing structure compared with DDR4 alternatives, which remain robust choices, providing excellent performance without incurring additional costs associated with newer technologies. Ultimately, evaluating your current system's requirements against anticipated future needs will guide you toward making informed decisions regarding RAM upgrades, ensuring optimal balance between cost-effectiveness versus maximizing computational capabilities tailored precisely according individual preferences, whether prioritizing immediate affordability through established technologies like DDR4 versus embracing forward-thinking advancements offered by DDR5.